I'm going to be making some ground beef enchiladas. This is a delicious American take on Mexican food. First step, if your ground beef is frozen, you're going to need the thaw. So put it into a container of hot water or use your microwave to thaw it. Then you need to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Now we need to prepare our green onions and our jalapeno pepper. It's perfect to prepare these while your meat is thawing out. Even if you don't need to thaw your meat, we're still going to have to do this anyway. So finely chop your green onions and dice up your jalapeno to taste. So if you don't like spicy foods, dice it very small. If you like spice, leave the chunks a little bigger. To finely chop the green onions, you're going to need a chef knife. First thing you're going to want to do is cut the roots, the whiter parts. These are just the flavorless parts. They're not going to add much to your recipe. Now a great way to cut green onions is just hold them together in a bunch and just slowly work your way down. And as you can see, it cut them into fine little slivers. If you want them smaller, don't move as far to the left. If you want them bigger, move to the left quicker as you cut. A good technique I learned too, recently just from the internet actually, because my knife skills aren't the best, is imagine that your knife is on a circle. So yes, you're reciprocating it up and down, but just imagine it's on a hinge. The end is on a hinge and you're kind of going in a circular motion. Now that we've cut all our green onions, let's move them over on the board and make way for our jalapeno pepper. Never move things around on a cutting board with the cutting part of your blade. Move them with the spine, the flat part. This is just good blade maintenance. It's also good to use a bamboo board. This just treats your knives better than a plastic board. Now to get with our jalapeno pepper, cut your root off. Then cut it down the center. Then we need to get the seeds out, all these. I would use a spoon and pop them out over a trash can. Seeds are pretty hot, we don't want them in a recipe. The texture also messes with a lot of things as well. So take your jalapeno, take your spoon. Careful not to actually get rid of the pepper itself. And just scoop out the white parts and scoop out the seeds. We don't need these. Okay, that's one jalapeno half, ready to go. Now I've heard a good technique for mincing something is to use the bottom part of your blade. So I'm going to just do one at a time, one jalapeno at a time. Oops. Slowly working my way across. Then with these slices, go a different direction with them. If you use the bottom half of your blade, you can do up and down motions a lot easier. Because I can't really hold onto the jalapeno, I can't really do the circular motions as well. But using the bottom part of the blade, you can really hop a lot quicker. So it makes dicing really easy. Now in a bowl, we need 2 cups of shredded mozzarella cheese. So you can buy a big bag of this stuff. That's about a cup right there. That's about another cup right there. It's Mexican food, you know, or American Mexican food, so it's up to you. If you like something, add more of it. So that's 2 cups shredded mozzarella. Then you need 1 cup of plain yogurt. 1 cup of yogurt. Then you need 1 can of condensed cream of chicken soup. Now, the condensed part means you're not adding water to it. All soups come in a condensed form like this, and you add water to them to get your soup. Don't add water to this, that's what it's saying. So scoop out your 1 can of condensed cream of chicken soup. Mix all of these together. Now it's time to cook our ground beef, our green onions, and our diced jalapeno. Put a medium skillet over medium heat. This is more of a wok style skillet, you know, it's very deep, but otherwise, this is about the size you need. Lightly spray it with some cooking spray, or you can put some butter in it. Then, put your 1.5 pounds of ground beef into it. We're going to do 2 pounds just because we like our beef. It's your recipe. If you want less, if you want more, if you want chicken, go for it. So break up your ground beef as it reaches medium heat. Mine still isn't completely thawed. Needs to thaw in the center a little bit. But the heat of this saute pan will help it break apart better. Once you've broken up your beef some, add in your green onion and your jalapeno. Nice and steady. Stir those around as your beef begins to cook. And you're looking for your beef to be brown. You don't want it too dark brown. I'd say a light brown would be nice. It's going to turn kind of a gray at first, and keep going till it's a nice light brown. Once all your beef has begun to evenly brown, you need to add 1/4 cup of water to it. And then you need to stir in a 1.25 ounce package of taco seasoning. That's typically how your taco seasoning comes. So pour that in there. The water just helps it absorb in. Now what we need to do is you may need to turn up your heat a little bit. Mix this all together and cook it together, simmer it, which means a low boil, until all your water evaporates. So up your heat a little bit, get it like a medium-high maybe, and keep stirring until you lose your water. Then remove from heat immediately. Now we need to begin building our enchiladas. You need at least 6 corn tortillas, 6-inch tortillas. So lay your tortilla down, and then put a little bit of your beef into it. And then put a little bit of your cheese mixture on top of it. And then make sure you have a prepared 7x11. This is a 6x6. We don't have a 7x11. If you have a 7x11, use that, or a 9x13 will work as well. So get your cheese mixture, get your beef, and then just kind of roll it up. You can be as tight or as sloppy as you want. I'm going to be a little sloppy with mine. So put that on there like so, and repeat the process until you fill up your container. And you use up all your beef is really what you're looking for here. The recipe says 6 of them, but I think because we have more beef in ours, it's going to be a little more than that. So definitely buy a pack that gives you some extra tortillas. Now I ended up using closer to 12 tortillas, and I even had some leftover beef. So what I'm going to do is just sprinkle the beef on top now. And then it said to take your remaining cheese and spread it evenly, your cheese and yogurt mixture, and spread it evenly over the top. And now we're gonna put this into our oven. Now that our oven is preheated to 350 degrees, and we've finished building our enchiladas into our baking dish, get them into your oven. For 20 to 30 minutes. Now I assume it's a big 10-minute difference just based on your beef. Ours was pretty well cooked, so really 20 minutes will be fine for us. If your beef was barely brown at all, maybe you should go half an hour. So let's see how they look. Alright, it's been 20 minutes. So let's open the oven, pull our enchiladas out. Oh yeah, the cheese is melted and they look very nice. And I'd let it sit for a minute or two. Just let it harden together. If you think about it, this is kind of like the American-Mexican lasagna in a way. So it's just a bunch of carbs and meat held together and cheese. Let it cool for a little bit and solidify. Then cut it up and let's try some. I plated up some of my enchilada. I didn't wait super long, so it kind of fell apart. If you wait for a little bit, like 20 minutes, half an hour, it will stay together pretty well. So let's try it and see how it turned out. Trying to get a piece of the beef and the tortilla and everything together. Oh yeah, it's really good. The beef with the taco seasoning tastes a lot like homemade, Mexican, American-Mexican beef you would make like tacos. Your parents ever made tacos growing up. So it's a very good, easy to make beef mixture. The jalapenos give it a little bit of heat, especially if you dice them. It's a nice, underground kind of heat that's not too strong. The green onions are a nice kick. The yogurt on top makes it very creamy, very delicious, and the cheese is there too. It's a really good balance of ingredients. If you want a delicious enchilada recipe, that's only a few ingredients and an hour of your time, try this one. It's pretty good.